The art in Font-de-Gaume cave holds the pulse of lost time, a forgotten dream waiting to speak again. The walls hum with the ghost of Ice Age animals, frozen in the moment of their life, captured with a tenderness that defies time. Each stroke a secret of those who lived thousands of years ago. The cave is in Dordogne. The locals have been walking past it for years, never noticing it. A schoolmaster, Denis Peyroni, on 12th September 1901, stepped inside with a light, and the ghosts lit up. Bison, horses, mammoths, painted in a blood red, scratched deep into the stone. It's not a cave, it's a 16,000-year-old gallery. People have lived in the mouth of the cave long before any of that. Then they vanished, and the time covered it all in dust and silence. The paintings are from Magdalenian period. More than 200 images are now in Font-de-Gaume cave. UNESCO put it on their list in 1979. In the Font-de-Gaume, the paintings do the talking. The cave is hidden behind the trees. The slope is rough, the rocks are sharp, birds are in the brush, the grass is slick. The cave waits 20 meters above the valley floor. When I see the rock, I think of Ayla or people who lived there so many thousands of years ago. I can't but think about their lives, their dreams, needs. Whom do they love? Who were they? How did they look? What were their names? There's a painting of 5 bison, hidden behind a crust of calcite, clay, and iron. Discovered in 1966. One day they appeared, painted in fire and earth. Black-brown bodies, red outlines lying on a yellow stone as they are breathing still after 16,000 years. Males and females, the detail sharp. Even the penises are drawn with care. The frieze is unusual. Caves have their good stuff always further in. These are almost at the beginning. The bison look back. One of them, second from the left, might be the finest ever painted. A glance in the bison's eye, a twitch in the fur, the subtle variation of browns, the detail of animals' anatomy. The cave was always there, a place the local kids used to play, carving their names into the walls, a knowing hands erasing the sacred. The cave is not sealed like Lascaux. It's open to the wind and the rain. Well, the walls took damage. Calcite crept over the art. Visitors with their boots brought the outside world in. Now there's a rubber mat. Wipe the shoes, like Muslims in a mosque. To the left, a shallow side cave. No paintings there. The real entrance is to the right. The cave runs 130 meters deep, but they only allow you to see 30 paintings out of 250. The rest of the paintings are hidden, too fragile, too sacred. The cave becomes a temple. This wasn't a place to sleep. No hearth, no trash, just silence, the lamps, and the hand painting animals. There are 3 types of lamps. Open ones, just rocks, closed ones, carved, and some had handles. 65 meters in, the path stops. 3 meters up, there are 2 etched signs, tectiforms. I think of them as doors or portals. Sometimes they remind me of teeth. I wonder, were they prayers? Down the narrow rock, Rubicon. And then the great hall. The hall is long 40 meters. Narrow, just 2 or 3 meters wide. The ceiling is high, 5 to 8 meters. 2 more galleries. One pushes onto the back of the cave, the other cuts sideways. The walls are alive. 80 drawings, 49 aurochs, 41 unknown animals, 4 reindeer, 4 horses, 3 antelopes, 2 mammoths, 4 reindeer, 7 signs. There's something different about the cave. It is not just how they painted the walls, it's how they did it. They're all scratched, etched, drawn, painted, sometimes all at once. Some are clear, deep, confident. Others just scrape the surface, like the artist's hand was trembling. Red ochre, black manganese, smashed rocks mixed with water. The paintings are not the same age. Some are old. The paintings, especially the ones done in fine, shaded ochre, Magdalenian. The engravings, older. 2 reindeer, face to face, frozen in time. I've seen like something out of a dream. Male, tall and black outlined, leans down, tongue stretched to touch the forehead of a red, kneeling female. You can almost hear the breath, the hush of snow. You can see it in the line, in the gesture, in the tenderness. Breuil sketched it, sure, but someone else long ago felt it. The left one's horn twists, a chain of 8 bluish spots around them. The other reindeer, its front antlers are red, its belly smeared in red ochre. Both faded like the last light of a day. Together, they stretch more than 2 meters across. Horses, bears, aurochs, some in red, some in black, some painted whole, some just outlines, almost shy. A woolly rhino, red, shaded like it stepped out of a storm. A galloping horse, mad with motion. Black, heavy, bold lines. But follow them and they lead into the rock. The artist didn't fight the cave, the artist worked with it. The artist let the cave speak, with care, with attention, with faith maybe. A mammoth with a strange symbol floating over its back, like a thought, like an idea. There are lions too. In a narrow chamber, barely big enough to stand, the bison run along the walls and ceiling, 13 of them, drawn by a hand that knew how to move stone. One bison, small but fierce, leaps from the rock, in red and black ochre. One massive, quiet as a stone. The rock bulges where the belly would be, and the painter worked with it, not against it. And further in, the biggest beast of all, huge, 270 centimeters long, stretched out like a god. The body smeared in rich, burning red. The head's faint, but the body carries 2 signs, tectiforms, as huts, tents, or something older that we have forgotten. Beneath, so small you might miss it, a mammoth, 30 centimeters long, curved tusks, domed head, a shaggy line for hair. Tectiforms, again, sometimes engraved, sometimes painted, sometimes in pairs. Maybe they meant something holy. Maybe they were magic. Totems for the hunt, for the herd. What do you think? Write in the comments. A wolf, just the carving survived. In a black gallery, a frieze with a bison and a deer, drawn in opposite directions, overlap like dreams, as if the freeze is a memory too important to forget. In a small bison chamber, as a riddle, 4 bison form a circle. One bison is part beast, part myth, half bison, half mammoth. One bison tail flows downward. The domed roof of the chamber holds its own secrets. The more I look, the more I think this place was never meant to be static. Vulva created using red ochre and the rock on the wall. They have found bones, cave bear, bison, wolf, reindeer, all scattered. Some bones have marks. I can almost hear the echo of their hands on the bone, of their breaths mixing with the dust of the cave. In this cave, human face is in the stone. Small, profile sharp, a presence, real and raw. The face of someone who stood there, looked at those animals, touched the rock. The cave is a labyrinth of stories, of survival, of life intertwined with earth, where the boundary between one form of life and another blurs, and the rock itself seems to pulse with meaning. Art is yes to life, even when faced with the abyss of nothingness. It's the hunger for immortality. If you watch this much, thank you. You can support me for $1 per month. Links are provided. Please subscribe, like, and comment. It will help this channel grow.